Hello, Tyler Bryden here. I hope everything's going well. A little bit of different topic than I talk about usually on this channel. I got into it. I got into Call of Duty. If you didn't know, I was a huge player back in the day. I feel like I missed the train of competitive gaming. Had a lot of fun. My gamer tag on Xbox was the Codfather. I think I had a 19 on there, but it was a huge part of my life. Used to game every day after school with my friends, and I miss it very much. I've been away from Call of Duty for a very long time, but I for some reason, this one spoke to me. I have a couple of friends who are gaming right now who said they were going to buy this one. And we said, hey, let's link up on Steam. Let's play. So I played the beta on Steam, on PC. It's been a long time. Probably only played about three and a half hours overall, and just wanted to share, a little bit of my experience of it. This is sort of this is not a review. I'm not going to give a score at the end of this. It's just some of my impressions here of the game. I've got a video that I did. I did my first play Call of Duty. I was very focused. I am not a streamer, so that was quite an interesting experience. You can see, while I originally saw people getting like 7,000 views on their videos for Call of Duty, streaming it, I got 14. No chats, and I did not know how to communicate. And you can see I'm staring very intensely. So I'll just play this in the background while I speak, and then I got a couple other links from some people who, I think made some really good points overall about the game, about the experience. I'm not going to be, too much of an expert on this or too much of a, high up, perspective in this regard. Just a few things that I'm thinking on my side as someone who's casually jumping back into Call of Duty. I had a lot of fun over the weekend playing it, and in the end was sad that it was gone. So I think that was a positive sign. Maybe there was a couple of things that I, didn't like or were annoying or frustrating, but overall I was sad that it was gone. So I'll hop here. Apologies for the quality, and you can just sort of see a little bit of a kill streak, kind of having some fun on this video here. And I'll just talk about a couple of things that I thought. So one of the things that people talked about was glitches and errors and hacks and all this stuff. Apparently there was some sort of hackers who got in the game. I personally did not. This is me shooting, by the way. I did okay here. These guys were terrible though. People were having an experience of hackers sort of ruining the game, and I didn't have that experience at all. I never had one of those. I did have one error that forced me to basically go into local files and to main of Call of Duty in Steam, delete that, because otherwise it was just caught in this, sort of pause screen of trying to gather update. It seemed like it was a known issue. Once, it was annoying to make that change, but overall that was, pretty simple fix. Game worked right away. So I think, besides a couple things that go on, a couple games that lost connection, froze a little bit, overall pretty smooth experience for a beta. They're obviously getting, this has been a lot of Call of Duties throughout the years. So I feel like they've got this down. Always been a huge fan of Infinity Ward. I've felt that it's been sort of like the tightest version of Call of Duty, at least for me personally, as someone who's loved it so much. So again, pretty casual. I was pretty clunky with the old finger. This was probably one of my better streaks here in Call of Duty that I'm playing here right now that you're watching. But overall, I was pretty clunky. I was throwing grenades when I meant to do whatever. I didn't even know all the controls. That was pretty horrible. So keeping that in mind as a disclaimer as I was playing, that I'm probably not playing to the full potential of what some of you are who are maybe more passionate about Call of Duty, or at least playing the more recent versions. But I think, one of the things that stuck out to me is the experience hasn't changed that much. I was thinking, yeah, I'm going to be rusty, but overall, especially on PC, it's just like point at this person's head, click, shoot, hopefully, kill in this regards. And definitely have strayed away from my, tendency towards, I was never a violent person, but, it feels weird to actually be in, this playing a first person shooter, killing people again. That's, that's not something that I do much anymore. So it was a lot of fun. I had, riddled with anxiety. You can see my face down. I guess you can't see it in this, but if you check out the original video, I was very zoned in, very focused in, and, there we go, throwing a grenade when I'm not meaning to. So definitely a lot of fun, a little bit of anxiety along the way. And I remember that jolt of playing this game that made it so much fun. And that's why I was, pumped to have the experience over the weekend and get some play in, and overall ton of fun. Great to hear some voices when you're close to people on, and awesome to play these matches where, apologize, we've got some serious LinkedIn messages coming in here. I'm going to mute that so you don't have to hear that again. I apologize. Basically, I had a lot of fun playing like I used to love Battlefield too, and that you could play with so many people in one game was always so cool to me. And I'm so glad that they've actually increased that in this. I don't know if it was in previous games. I apologize if I sound like an idiot, but that was a big one. Played multiple game types. And I liked that there was some tight maps, very tight. You can see me sort of, even though I'm perching up here, there was, there was a lot of like sort of close encounter games and sort of maps. And then there was also very many, open spaces where I like to switch commonly between assault and then switching back into sort of, sniping, and to have that mix sort of seamlessly throughout and even on the same map was really cool. And I think that was a little bit of the Battlefield feel that I had. So overall, that was great. Nice diversity on the maps that I played. I don't think we played all of them. Cycled through a couple, some consistencies. None of them really like stood out to me of like this crazy, like, this is mind-blowing, this map, which was a little disappointing, but functionally they felt cool. Felt like I was playing some paintball or something, and they all made sense to me. I never had too much of an experience of like, this is super boring or not nice or whatever. A couple other notes, and then I'll wrap this up because I've been going for 5 minutes here already. In some of the game modes, I'm thinking team deathmatch, where you actually had to, and finally my streak is over. I was happy about my team score at that point, but in some of the game modes, I believe team deathmatch, there was this, one of the challenges has always been with Call of Duty is where you spawn and then are people killing you right away. And I had that experience in a couple of the matches there where, a couple of people camped out on whatever point D or A or whatever. As soon as I'm alive, I'm dead. And, that's always been an ongoing struggle with Call of Duty. Would love to see them correct that. I'm not exactly sure how they do that, but that would be nice. And a couple other things that I thought were super interesting were the sort of AI bots that we were playing with. So I believe in this match there would have been AI bots. I'll just hop forward and see if we can get another game. Probably one that I'm, definitely not playing as well, but just so you can continue to see some gameplay. Playing with these AI bots was super interesting, and you think you're killing someone who's not an AI bot, and you're like, yeah. And then you realize it's an AI bot, and you get like 1 point. You're sort of disappointed, but I also understand, super interesting to think of this perspective that Infinity Ward is training these sort of engines within the game. And overall, I respect why they're doing it. Super interesting. And, I killed lots of them, so that always felt good. Built it up a little bit. Now, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that really sticks out to me. The main screen and the in-between the match game lobbies, they were super nice. They've always continued to improve those. They used to be so simple and sort of boring, and now you can zoom in, you look at everyone. Everyone's dressed all cool and customized. Again, I did little customization, but that's okay. The rifle that was in that default loadout sucked. The sniper rifle, that sucked. I 2 shots, even shoulder, neck. I felt like I was not killing, anyone here. You see my game, I'm dying a lot here. And then the other thing that I saw sort of people complaining about was this idea of like sort of like footsteps and noise. I actually thought that was super helpful. In most cases, it wasn't like overbearing. It was seemingly fine. And then the one thing that I loved, and maybe this was, old, but like I'd never like closed doors in games before, so maybe that dates me in my own Call of Duty experience, but I just thought that was hilarious. And also just sort of like tactically a nice blocker just to stop someone for 1 second if you're, holding up in a place, trying to play, a little bit defensively or post up in a spot where you're getting lots of good stuff going down. So I think, overall, that's good. I played the beta. I was sad when I saw that I couldn't play. I realized it was gone. I look forward to playing the actual full game when it comes out at the end of October. Definitely, not probably going to be playing the, 12 hours that I used to play back in the day straight. I got too much going on in my life. I got a dog. I got people I love. But it was fun to return, and it didn't get, boring the way I thought it might have. Super fun, super crisp, fast, high pace, intense, sort of very focused. Close the door there. Very focused during those games, and that was, a lot of fun. And I'm thankful for everyone who creates these games. The continued excitement around Call of Duty. It's been so long that they've been making these games, and I'm a huge fan continually, even in my, later years. It's fun to, kill people during these games, and then, realize I'm in a game lobby with a bunch of people who are much younger than me, and even though I killed some of them, they killed me a lot more than I killed them most of the time. So. This has been Tyler Bride. Again, a little different than my normal, videos that I'm creating around like AI and tech and psychedelics and all those different things. But I thought it was worthwhile. It's a worthwhile experience. Would love to connect with anyone who's playing these, maybe a game once this full thing comes out. And just want to share my sort of feedback of the experience overall from someone who's maybe a little bit more casual and not as deep into it. Maybe I'm not who Infinity Ward cares about, but still have some perspective as a longtime lover of Call of Duty. If you like this, send me a message, comment, whatever. Do all those good things. I've been Tyler Bride. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.